listening to New Kids on the Pod with your hosts, Momba, Tony D, and JYD.
Hello, everybody. We'd like to welcome you to New Kids on the Pod. I am one of your hosts, JYD.
Why'd you start
and
over?
with me, as always, is Tony D and Mamba.
No, because it wouldn't be real if we started over.
Take two.
Hello, everybody. We'd like to welcome you to... sorry, my mic had gone out there for a quick second. I don't know why. Oh, no.
As always,
Shit.
Mamba, Junkyard, and we have a special guest.
Yeah, Tony.
Special guest.
We
So,
have a special guest. He makes appearances.
so how'd it go last week?
Junkyard was hurt.
Can I guess?
It was great.
Let me guess. You guys spent most of the time just talking about me. Because
Not most.
because,
Some.
because you guys are obsessed with me.
No, we were like relishing the fact that you weren't here. We were like, yes, finally, a good podcast that the listeners they deserve.
So
you know?
so I'm assuming that the whole podcast was just it was Tony centric.
No, there was other stuff. I mean, there's other stuff going on in our lives.
All right. So then let me ask you this.
Did you wait? Did you not listen to it?
Why the fuck would I listen to it?
Because why aren't you committed to this show?
I am committed. I'm here.
Yeah, but
Listen. I'm here.
You
I'm here because when I started doing this podcast, I did it for the people, and I'm here because I am not gonna let my number one and number two fans down, which is Hooded Dude and your fiance.
please don't ever bring up my fiance again. That was very disrespectful.
And also, do you know? So you guys recorded last week was an hour 20 minutes, and I noticed that.
How'd you know how long it was?
Oh, because I listened to it.
Oh, okay.
So the first 8 minutes was just talking about me. Like, why are you guys so obsessed with me? Also, the title was about me. I mean,
I don't remember the title.
oh man, it's like, I get it. Like I understand that I'm a big part, but like I thought that, you know what? I think they'll do all right. I think it's time for me to let them spread their wings and fly. But all you could do is either talk about me or make references to me.
It's time to take off the training wheels. I just want you to know, I was impartial to it. You know, you here or not. As a matter of fact, I got a promotion. I sat in that seat.
And now what?
Yeah, now I'm back to.
You're back to.
I was relegated again. Right?
Yes, relegated. Yeah.
Or is it regulated?
Not regulated,
Oh,
relegated.
okay. Anyways, I was regulated back to my original seat.
Word of the day.
I didn't really care. I just felt bad for the viewers, because I'm sure there's people who tune in to listen to you, and mostly for Junkyard.
Your fiance?
Yeah, my fiance, and then also Junkyard, because
I think he's saying that I'm your fiance.
but Junkyard, like,
No, because he's saying people tune in to listen to us. I'm like,
yeah.
Because from what I've heard is that your fiance thinks I'm great and I'm hilarious.
My fiance also watches trash reality TV. I mean, I watch it with her, but she's not like the best judge of character.
When it comes to entertainment.
Yeah. We watch a lot of terrible reality shows on MTV, so it's not like when initially we decided to do this podcast again. I remember Junkyard lit up like a Christmas tree when you brought it up. He's like, yeah, Tony wants to do it. He's committed.
Yeah, and I am.
It was almost like Kyrie Irving committing to a team. Like, yeah, he's going to stay.
Ooh, we're going to win the chip.
He's in here for the long haul.
And then he goes on a press conference saying, like, I see myself retiring here.
Yeah.
And what happens?
And then, like, 1 week, you just decide not to get the vax and you don't show up. Mm-hmm. Or, you start posting anti-Semitic videos and you just don't show up. And Junkyard was really disheartened about it.
But in brighter news, Tony won me a bet. Mom owes me gyms.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
You mean he owes us gyms?
I told him you were going to say that. I said that on last week's podcast.
I mean,
that
either
Tony's gonna-
either he owes us gyms or we're sharing whatever the fuck you're getting.
Well, I mean,
I'll order for 2.
Well, it does come
nice.
I can't reach.
it does come with fries.
My
right?
man.
Like it comes with a free fry.
Yeah.
So
He wants 2 items off the menu, and
Oh,
each of them
I
comes
want-
with fries.
No,
here-
I want 4 items off the menu.
Ooh.
you guys,
2 for me,
Look,
2 for you.
Hey, a bet's a bet.
you could get a double dog, 1 wiener each. And you can split the fries.
But Tony,
Oh, I'm
Tony can eat a
excited.
double dog by himself.
Yeah, exactly. I can.
Oh, I know he can.
Oh, I could.
he
bro,
could. He could take a
bro,
double dog if you
I
want.
could take at least 2 double glizzies
Yeah. At the same time.
at the same time.
Anyway, so what did we miss, Tony? What did you do while you were not recording?
I was listening to you guys talk about me and just wondering, like,
well, you
why
weren't
you
doing
guys
that.
are so
You
obsessed
weren't
with
doing that
me.
because we don't record. You can't. We're not like streaming live,
oh, so what was I doing, like
At
during?
home, yeah.
What was I doing?
watching trash television.
Actually, close, because the show that I'm watching is not trash. I'm watching. I know I'm behind on the game, but only because that new show Vikings Valhalla came out.
I've
never seen the original.
I
Like,
watched like the first couple seasons of the original.
I think it's pretty good. I'm on season 3 right now.
It was almost like a Sons of Anarchy show.
Yeah,
Kinda,
Game of Thrones vibes.
Yeah.
But like, except they don't drag. Like they're
Yeah.
schmoving.
And also it was on basic cable, so there's no fucking and incest.
I mean, there is
Yeah, but
there's
not-
fucking, but they don't like
not gratuitous?
Yeah, there's just no nudity. Yeah,
No incest.
What is your imagination broke?
I like to see it.
No, I like to be insinuated that it's happening, and then I let my mind fill in the blanks. Because in my mind, it gets spicy.
Spicier than anything they can show on television.
In your mind, nobody could tell you no. So,
That is true.
can I do a humble brag? Were you still talking about your shows?
Yeah, I'm just talking about me.
Okay.
So, you guys,
Well, he missed the whole week, so now he's got to fill everybody in on himself.
yeah, yeah, I didn't do much. I think I was just watching my stories. And well, yeah, I remember that because that day it was really wet out, and I'm like, yeah,
It's wet out today.
no, it's actually not.
It was wet.
It was wet earlier.
Oh, okay.
But since it kind of dried up, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go. But like I told Junkyard, like everyone has their thing. Like Junkyard here, like won't go out if there's bacteria outside. And
Yeah.
not only will he not go out when there's bacteria, he'll prevent his wife from going out, and then he will accost his friends for going out.
Yeah. In the process, weakening her immune system.
Yeah.
So when she does go out,
And lo and behold, who has the weakest immune system out of us 3? It is Junkyard.
that is true though. Like the whole pandemic, like if you check the weather report and like, oh, there's a Rona, can't go out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, and what happened? He got the Rona, he got grayscale, he got some other autoimmune disease that he needed something for. And it's like, see, that's what happens, Junker. I told you, just go out every now and then.
But what do you call it? But it's okay because the Rona's over. We're past that now.
Oh, because no. It's not over because we're past it. It's over because it's a pandemic.
So are we doing a conspiracy minute right now, or what?
I was just joking about the Kyrie everything earlier.
No,
I don't know you're gonna.
Tony took it to heart.
Have you guys heard of the flat Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little too well.
Yeah, but so anyway, I thought of something like, while I was watching you guys kind of just power through the episode, which I'm not gonna lie. Look, I am not Visa, I am not MasterCard, but I will give credit where credit is due, and it was enjoyable. I think I only had to like look away a few times because I was like, oh, these guys are idiots.
Did you?
But for the most part, it was bearable. It was
So
bearable.
did you watch it at real time, like real time speed, or did you like press the?
No, I actually watched in real time.
Okay,
I just
cool,
I let it rock, and I made the timestamps about. I'm gonna make timestamps and ask you guys about every time you guys talk about me, but it happened so much. I'm like, you know what? There's just no fucking point. I was like, all right, first 1 minute, they're still talking about me. 2, 3, 4. I'm like, oh fuck, all right, whatever. 7, and then finally around the 8th minute, you guys talk about something else. Then you guys talk about the bet, which was centered around me. You guys titled the episode around me. It's like, why? Like why are you guys so obsessed with me?
Well, this is your podcast.
That is true. That is true.
You asked. This was your idea.
You're right.
The second time around, we were fine without doing
You're
it.
right.
We were living our lives.
I love Mamba's analogy that that this is like that I'm like the boyfriend in a toxic relationship, and I keep telling you I'm going to change, and you keep taking me back.
Yeah.
Because you were like defending me.
Oh yeah, that was so funny at work. Like I'm not even exaggerating that. Joker was like, "Oh, you ready to record?" I'm like, "Why?" He's like, I was like, "Did Tony said agreed?" He's like, "Oh, he's gonna be there. He said he'll be there." I'm like, yeah, he says that a lot.
He says a lot of things.
But he was holding out hope. It kind of hurt me, but some people have to learn on their own, right?
You gotta, yeah. So yeah, so it was good. So now I was thinking about ways we can improve the show, about how we can improve our brand, and I'm like, well, we could go the route that basically everybody else on the internet takes is and try and be influencers. But every time I hear the word influencer or like Instagram model, I just get the ick. It's like ugh. It's like I don't even
You know what my gripe is with Instagram models? Not to cut you off.
continue.
There's too many of them.
Yeah, everyone's an Instagram model.
No, I'm saying that like there's too many of them, and I just can't keep up.
Yeah. So
you're upset that you
what
can't
you're
look at all
saying,
of them?
Yeah. There's like no end.
a few of them could be models.
A few,
But
of them,
but yeah, you're right. But what you're trying to say is that there's too many internet thoughts for you to keep up
yeah,
with.
and like it's more of a me problem, like how much time I dedicate to Instagram. But it's just hard when you're scrolling through and trying to be a good Christian.
And then that algorithm comes in and like just
Yeah.
like, ooh, I heard you like sexy girls.
Yeah, and it
here's a gaggle more of them.
Bombards me with sexy bitches.
So there's this girl that I used to go to college with, and she was in my math class, and she's on Instagram, and she's not an Instagram model per se, but she's like what do you call them? Micro influencers?
Yeah, micro influencer. So she has maybe like anywhere between like
I was gonna say
5,000.
5,000.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's got
look at
around.
us,
Yeah, she's got
twinsies.
somewhere
We said
around there.
They're like 5 to 20.
Well, I think we talked about that. Like,
Yeah.
that like more brands are gearing. They're more like folk. They prefer to work with micro influencers.
Yeah.
Because they have a higher engagement with their audience as opposed to like people that got millions. Because
Right.
you can technically buy 1 million followers.
Uh-huh.
You just put in your credit card and some guy from India is like, I got you, and then next thing you know, you got like 1 million followers, but half of them are like from Russia, the other half are from India. Like, but the
yeah.
point is, you got them.
Right. No, but she's like a micro influencer. I don't know how many she has, but she's always like she's like travels a lot, which I don't know where the fuck she gets money for that. Last I heard she was a gold digger. She always goes out to like these fancy restaurants.
So I'm glad you brought that up because that brings me to my point. So I don't have aspirations to be an influencer, but what I think we can be.
She's got 7,617 followers.
All right,
Yeah, that's a decent
Yeah,
amount.
it's decent
Yeah.
because it's actually organic.
Right.
It's not like So, like I said, I don't have aspirations to be an influencer, but I think what we can be is we can be de-influencers. So yeah, she definitely looks like an influencer. So anyway, de-influencers are the opposite of influencers, because I can tell you right now, we don't have the wherewithal or means to tell you what the best of everything is, but we can tell you what's trash. And I think we could do pretty good. We have a little segment like, let's a little de-influencing segment. Like I can't tell you I can't give you the best. I can't tell you what the best is out there, but I can tell you what's trash.
Yeah, I can tell you what to avoid.
Exactly.
That is a good idea, because when it comes to like influencers or people,
Yeah.
they're always like so positive.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see somebody that is like, oh, here, follow me through my morning routine. And they wake up. Conveniently, there's a camera waiting there while they wake up.
With their perfectly pressed sheets and fluff
yeah.
pillows and their everything like they make coffee with their like the little like whatever Nespresso
French press,
whatever it's
Something
called,
fucking stupid and then
and expensive.
Yeah, and then they meditate or pray, whatever one, and nobody does that.
Yeah, no. Let me show you my morning
Yeah.
routine. Let me keep it real.
You wake up, eat yourself.
No, I wake up, hit the snooze, I go back to sleep. So you're gonna see that.
And then you're gonna wake up again.
Then wake up again, like, oh shit, I'm late.
Eat some Smarties cereal.
I wake up at like 6:45, after staying up till 2:00 in the morning. And I go into the bathroom. And I sit on the toilet for like 20 minutes.
And you think about what has your life become?
Yeah, like, did I really want to do this? Like, if you would have told me when I was 20-something years old, having a gale time drinking, I'm like, yeah, I'll worry about what I'm going to do in the future. And then you know what? The future showed up. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit.
Yeah. So for me, well, actually, to start de-influencing, and you can actually like throw this in with my gripes, so we,
It says 2 in 1.
save on time. It's a twofer. So
Hold on.
Hell no, motherfuckers!
Wake
So-
the fuck up.
for work, I went to Dallas for a few days. I actually went there twice. The second time I went, setting up a new office, whatever, work stuff. So when you go, there's this portal that the company uses. Like it's like their own proprietary. You go through like your HR login, whatever, and there's like a portal there where you can book travel because the company pays for the flight off the bat. And but you got to book your hotel and your car rental through that site because whatever you choose from the options they have there, they reimburse you. So you got to pay for it up front, but then they reimburse you. So whatever. So I got my ticket.
So hold on, wait. They pay for the hotel up front.
No, they pay for the flight.
Oh, the flight
So
up front.
so you book your flight, you choose your hotel, you choose the car if you need it, whatever
So
you need.
they pay for the flight right there and then,
Right
and then
then and there.
you drop the money for
You
the
drop
hotel.
the money for the hotel and you
And the
drop the
car.
money for the car, and then when you come back, you just expense it, and then they
Right.
reimburse you.
Yeah, that's what my fiance did. When she travels for
Yeah.
work, she like keeps.
Yeah. So not that it matters, but I was wondering why didn't they just fucking either pay for everything or reimburse everything?
Right.
So I guess what they do, the reason they can do the plane tickets like that is because the company buys X amount of miles before ahead of time.
Oh, okay. So they like save money.
So
on
it's
the,
only
on the
so it's
flight.
only we only fly through United, and they'll be like, all right,
I like it. That's a good.
say they buy like I don't know like 1,000, 300,000. I don't know how many miles they would get a year, and then whatever flights you choose, it just takes it out of that pool automatically. So that's how you get the tickets, whatever. So anyway, so I went there, and I booked the hotel. It was one that was really close by, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need a car. So, by the way, Dallas, I love Dallas, great time, but man, their streets, they're fucking. It's fucking terrible. Like I thought it was bad over here. Like
Are you talking about?
it's just like it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Is it like Riverside?
Yeah, that's all it is. There's no straight. It's not a grid system basically.
Right.
So
It's
all
just like fucking circles and shit.
yeah, and then you miss a turn or whatever. Then yeah,
I noticed-
you're stuck driving for like 3 miles before you can turn back or something.
I noticed it. I mean, not to get you, but there's a lot of places because Monterrey. We went to go
Yeah.
visit my grandpa. It's like
Mexico's like that. Mexico's not a grid. It's not just Monterrey. It's like the majority of
Yeah.
that.
Mexico
What
is
the
like
fuck are you
that.
So-
guys thinking?
Yeah.
How could you navigate this?
It's stupid.
I mean, I guess it's like not a big deal, but like I guess I'm just not used to it because
Yeah.
I don't really drive that much as is. So
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, so anyway, so whatever. I go and I'm looking at this. I'm like, all right, I need to rent a car.
So hold on, wait. Let me stop you real quick. So what if it rains while you're at Dallas? Do you just tell work like I can't come in?
I just walk to the office. The hotel is actually like about
So what do you need
4
a
or
car
5
for?
blocks. Because I still got to go eat. I got to go places to.
You can walk.
and I got to drive to the airport and back. It's cheaper. It's cheaper to get
you
the car
Uber.
than to get the Uber, like to the hotel back, and then if I got to Uber to work.
So what if it rains like
you
before you
were-
go to the airport? Do you like just change your flight?
What do you mean?
Like if it rains
Before I go to the
Yeah,
airport?
before you go to the airport.
I don't
or like
drive.
as you.
I don't drive to the airport.
So how, you
Oh,
said
you
drive
saying
the-
when I got the rental?
Yeah.
I just changed my flight.
All
I'm like, all right, I guess I'm leaving. I'm not leaving today.
Why would you care?
But it's Dallas. It never rains.
Yeah, well, you should care about. Could you expense it though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it didn't rain once that I was there. I don't-
Expense what the flight?
No, the Uber.
Oh, the Uber.
I think you can, but no, it's different because you can, but it's like they don't want you to do it because it's not part of the because you got to do it all through this portal.
I
And
think
it's-
it's
and
easier
it-
for them to go back and check and be like, oh yeah, okay.
And they can easily verify all the receipts for all the pre-approved places than to like you're submitting whatever.
Never mind.
Well, so whatever. I mean, you probably can, but it is what it is. So anyway, so I'm like, all right, I need a car. So I'm going through the website, and it's pretty much just like Google. It gives you all the like, the places that rank are like Enterprise, Thrifty, Dollar, or whatever, and they tell you which ones you can choose from depending on what level employee you are, you can certain class. Like, I mean, I
Are you
get
serious?
it. Yeah.
Did you?
So basically,
Did you learn something that day?
Yeah, I learned
About where you stand?
Oh yeah. Trust me, I learned. I didn't need the website to tell me that I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. But no, it wasn't bad. Like,
So like if you're a higher like executive, you get a nicer car, you get like nicer.
you could request like
nicer
you have
rooms?
more options. You have options for like higher like
What about like? Do they give you
same-
business class?
same-
too,
yeah, same thing for flights.
Oh shit. Were you in like? Did they put you in the back of the plane?
hell yeah back.
The last boarding group.
As soon as,
like,
as, as, as
all the way
soon,
in the
as soon
back?
as I walked up, they're
like-
like back of the bus.
They were like,
I'm
"You're-"
like this is an airplane. Back of the Airbus. I'm like, all right,
I
well,
said standing room for you, sir.
yeah. So I'm looking at like all these cars, whatever, and you can get like a compact, obviously, a mid-size, full size. It actually got decent options, but I also like don't want to be like an asshole, I guess, to the company. Like just pick the most expensive option I can get just because to do it. I'm like, man, whatever. So I found this car rental place, and it was called ACO Rental. I'm like, all right, I never heard of it, but whatever. It's probably something-
AZO, isn't it?
ACO. Oh. It's probably somewhere. They're probably based out in Dallas. That's why I've never heard of them over here. But just like over here by our airport, there's like a big like center
rental place.
where all the places. So you go to this one place and all the rental
like a
companies are
parking
there.
lot.
Yeah, it's a giant parking lot, parking garage, and so they're there. So if you rent a car from like Midway, no matter what company you choose, you're probably going to that place. They're all there. So I figure, okay, they're all there, and I'd been there before. I just got a different company the first time. So I go there and I'm like, I'm looking. I couldn't find them. I'm like, where the fuck is this place? I'm like, I see there's like 20 places. I'm like, oh, maybe it's like.
It's remote. It's a remote site.
So I asked, I'm like, hey, do you know where this place is? They're like, the guy's like, I've never heard of it.
I said, yeah, it's
But he's like,
back the way you came.
But he's like, but I've heard like a couple people ask for that, and like I don't know what to. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm like, well, let me call them. So I call them, and I'm like, yeah, like I'm trying to call them, be like, where the fuck are you guys? So I try to call. I call the number, and like no one answers, like no voicemail. Nothing. I'm like, okay. So I try to call back, nothing. I'm like, all right, you know what? This place probably isn't here.
Right.
So I look up on Google, and it gives me the address, and sure enough, the address is like 4 blocks away from that place. I'm like, oh, so it's
They
probably
didn't
like,
have a shuttle or anything.
not to that. No, they do have a shuttle, but only to where I was at.
Oh,
So to go to the place where I'm renting the car, I had to like find my own means. Like, you know, fuck it, I'll just Uber it there because it was actually a late flight too. So I got there, it was like already like 9-10 o'clock. I'm like, all right. So I get there, I get an Uber. I'm like, all right, take me to this address. So they take me to the address, and there's like nothing there. There's a post, there's a post office there.
what the fuck?
I'm like, did I get the right one? I'm like, no, this is the address, and the address takes you to this post office like out in the middle of like off the airport. Like there's
Okay.
nothing around there. I'm like, this has got to be it. There's not like another building, there's not like. So I'm like, what the fuck? So then I get a call, and it's the rental company. They're like, oh, are you still interested in the cars? And I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of you guys. They're like, oh, like, okay, well, we will pick you up from the airport. I'm like, well, I'm not at the airport. I'm at your address. They're like, oh, that's not our address. I'm like, well, that's what the internet fucking says. And they're like, oh, because that's just the billing address that they use. They have a PO box for a billing address.
Did you go? Is it at some guy's house?
No, it's at the post office.
They were like,
No,
yeah, it's-
I'm saying like, is there actual
No,
address at some dude's house in the garage?
I might as well have been.
they were like, come around back.
So they're like, I'm like, no, I'm like, first of all, I'm at this place. Like, well, that's not where it's at. I'm like, all right, well, like, I'm not going back to the airport.
Right.
I'm like, I'm like, can you just like pick me up from the rental place where all the other fucking cars
Pick
are?
me up from this vacant lot.
And they're like, okay, well, we'll bring you, we'll just bring you the car and drop it off there for you. I'm like, all right, fine. So I go back there, I'm waiting, and I remember I chose like a full size or I chose a mid size. So and I asked them like when they're like, we're gonna drop off the car. I'm like, well, what kind of car are you gonna give me? They're like, oh, we're gonna give you a Ford Fusion, whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever, that's fine. So I get there, I'm waiting. And I guess the girl from the place shows up, which she was actually pretty nice. And I mean, I don't blame her for working for a shitty company. But she drops off the car.
They had a woman deliver your car?
And
This is a weird company.
and like, it was, like, I've rented cars plenty of times before. And they always have either the cars are never older than a year or 2 years. They always cycle them out. So they drop off this like 2014 Fusion.
What the
I
fuck?
was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, no rear camera, no like blind spot monitoring, like, and it drives like shit.
AM FM radio.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was
With
like,
cassette?
first of all, like as you guys know, like I said, I don't drive that often. I'm a shitty driver, and I need all the technological advantages you can offer me for me not to get into an accident. I need the rear view camera. I need the blind spot monitoring. Like,
You need that motherfucker to beep when you're gonna
yeah,
hit
I
somebody?
needed to tell me, motherfucker, don't merge. But obviously, none of that was an option. So I was like, oh fuck. I'm like, all right, you know what? Whatever. I'll make do with two because it's not like I can tell them no, I don't want this car. That's the only one they had. If,
Right.
if you don't want it, then okay, then you're fucking out of luck. And I can't go to the other place and be like, hey, let me get a car because if you guys know anything about renting cars, like you can't just show up apparently
Right.
and get a car because they don't have them.
Right.
They're either all spoken for or if they do, they're gonna like charge you up the ass.
Yeah.
So
This isn't the 80s anymore. Where you used to be able to
exactly,
just walk up.
exactly. So anyway, so whatever. So I take a car. And I was just like so fucking pissed. I was like, whatever. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. It's just for a couple days.
Would
and
you
it's-
gonna drive like this?
it's
Fuck
just
it.
like- yeah, you want
Fucking coming.
you want to know why I had to drive like that? Because the fucking seat wouldn't fucking move. Like it was like stuck in this position that like it was dirty. I was like, it was just fucking terrible.
I'm sure you saved your company a lot of money though.
I'm
Ordering from that.
yeah.
Did you get it, like-
never again?
When you picked the car, did you get a mystery box?
No, you can only pick the class.
Oh,
So you could say compact.
But you picked the company. Why'd you pick that company? Just because it was the cheapest?
No, it actually wasn't the cheapest.
Oh, what the fuck?
I like the cheapest one was like thrifty, but
Which
that
was,
one
I bet you was at the airport.
but that one only had it only had like compact and there's another one compact and standard.
Yeah, or subcompact sometimes. Yeah.
It was like the really shitty ones.
Yeah.
They didn't have any like mid-size or stand or like anything bigger.
Right.
And then there was another company that did have them, but it was more than the one I got. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get this one. It's right in the middle, whatever. So that's why I chose them because I figured they're all right there.
See, you should have got thrifty. You would have been at the airport. You got all the technological advances.
Yeah, I fucking know that now. So whatever. So I'm like, whatever. I'll make do. So whatever. I made do. Oh, and then they have this weird thing where like you have to bring like you know how when you rent a car you have the option to either pay for the whatever gas is in the tank.
Oh, yeah.
There's usually about like say half a tank or a full tank.
Right.
If it's a full tank, they or whatever's in there, you can tell them like I'll just buy whatever gas is in there at whatever price they give. Usually it's about whatever the market rate is, and you can return it empty or
Right,
whatever.
or lower, yeah,
just
yeah.
return it however it is.
Right.
If you choose not to buy the gas,
You have to fill it up.
You have to return it
Full.
full.
Yeah.
Which is fine. So the car wasn't even full. It was at 5/8 or something. It's like some arbitrary ass like, and that's what they tell you. You have to return it. I'm like, like what the fuck? I'm like, can I just pay for the gas and return it? They're like, no, you have to return it. You have to return it with exactly 5/8 or
I would
more.
have just filled it up. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, because I mean, how the fuck are you gonna like,
Right.
like I can guess between half a tank, but like to get to like, no, you know what, whatever. And if you don't return it 5/8, obviously they take it out of your deposit
Right.
for an undisclosed amount per gallon or some bullshit.
Right. They never tell you how much it is. till
Of course
after
they
the
don't.
fact.
So I was like, whatever. So that was annoying. So whatever. I filled it up with gas. I'm ready to return it, and I'm like, all right, well, since I can't, I don't know where the fuck this place is. I can't just go return it. So I called them because they also offer the option to come pick you up, drop you off at the airport, and then they just take the rental. I'm like, okay, that's convenient. So I'm like, but they tell you have to call 4 hours prior to you returning it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I'm working that day. It's like a Wednesday, and I call them. I'm like, yeah, my name is da da da. I got this car. I'm gonna return it today. I'm gonna return it at 2 because my flight's at like 4 or something. And I call them like at 11 a.m. or whatever. They're like, okay, give us a call 2 hours prior to you having to return it. So call us 2 hours later. I'm like, all right, whatever. Call them 2 hours later, same guy. Like, yeah, I just called. I'm trying to return this car. I need to get picked up and taken to the airport. They're like, okay, just drive to this address. It's like a hotel.
Yeah.
And I guess that hotel is where it's a hotel off the airport. That's where the actual office is. That's where
Okay.
that's where they're actually based off of. So I'm like, okay, just drive there, and then someone will meet you there, and they'll take you to the airport. They're like, just call us when you're on your way. No, call us 15 minutes before you leave. I'm like,
I feel like were drugs involved in this transaction at all?
You know what? I'm kind of upset that they weren't, because at least I would have had like a better story. So the guy's like, so I call him 2 hours prior, and he's like, call me 15 minutes before you leave. I'm like, all right, whatever.
15 before you
15 minutes before I leave. So I'm like, all right,
The
you,
fuck?
you could have just said that 4 hours ago, bro.
Yeah.
But whatever. 15 minutes before I leave, I call. No answer. But this time I got a voicemail. So I'm like, hey, my name is da-da-da. I got the car. I'm on my way to drop it off. So I get there, and then I go to the front desk of the hotel. They're like, yeah, I rented a car from ACO, whatever. Like, I'm returning. I'm like, okay, yeah, just park it wherever.
They were like,
What
sir,
kind, was it a weird like shady hotel or was it?
No, it was
a
actually
good
really nice. It's actually a really nice hotel.
Were they like, sir, that company hasn't been in business
I know,
for
right?
5 years.
Then who rented me this car?
Whose car have I been
They're like,
driving?
What?
They're like, you could just keep it.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't want that piece of shit. So the girl at the front desk is like, all right, just drop off the key here. Just park it wherever. I'm like, oh yeah, it's parked right there. And I'm like, oh, and like someone's supposed to like be here. They're like, okay. Well, I'm like, oh my god. Well, they're like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you can call them and see if they're on their way. So I call them, no answer,
Jesus
nothing.
Christ. So how'd you get to the airport?
I fucking took an Uber. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I just want to be done with this. So I think I called like twice, and I waited like about 15 minutes after. Like they were supposed to meet me there at 2.
Yeah.
I called them like before I left to the hotel. I called as soon as I got there, and I waited like 10 minutes, and I called again. No answer on any of them.
They didn't have a shuttle like from the hotel to the airport?
They do for hotel guests. For guests of that hotel. So I'm like, and you know what? Honestly, I probably could have. I could have just like jumped on the shuttle
Right.
because I saw it running. I'm like,
Right.
they're not gonna fucking know.
Yeah.
But I was just so like, you know what? I just want to get the fuck out of here. So, like by then I'm already like I'm fucking aggravated. I'm so over this fucking. I'm so pissed that this rental place even exists. So yeah, I just took off and went to the airport. And I get to the airport and there's like a long ass fucking line, and there's only one security like TSA line open.
Yeah.
So long ass line. And of course they're taking their time. So I'm like, this is gonna take forever. So like you guys ever do like TSA pre-check?
Yeah.
So
Nice to have it.
so for those who don't know, pre-check I guess is like a pre-screening, and you can actually,
it's like limited security. Like you don't have to actually like take your shoes
you don't have to take off your
off,
shoes. You don't have to take off your
your belt,
laptop, whatever.
take your laptop off.
So there's another one. There's another service called Clear.
Oh yeah.
It's I guess it's like a third party.
Yeah.
But it's like pretty much the same thing.
Right. You
Except
look at they have a kiosk or whatever.
except it's just more expensive. Like you just go there, like they scan your fingerprints, and then you
Yeah.
can go through the quick line. You don't take off your shoes.
Yeah.
You don't take stuff out of your backpack, whatever.
Yeah, it's like global entry, but local.
So I'm in line, and this is just fucking dragging. And I was like, well, I'm just aggravated. I just want to get the fuck out of there. And then the guy's like, oh, like if anyone's interested in a free trial of Clear, you can sign up. 14-day free trial. I think it's $160 a year.
Holy shit.
And they're
that's a
like,
lot.
and you can skip the line right now. I'm like, what do you need? Credit card, ID? Sign me the fuck up right now.
Did
Fuck yeah, I
anybody
signed
else-
up.
Anybody else do it?
Hell yeah, like two people, but people they're like, let's do it, run it.
I mean, because is it like any other subscription service? You said free trial, right?
Yeah, so you
You have to cancel.
but yeah, but I guess the guys get a kickback based off how many they
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what? Yeah, just like
So it's 160. Is you're gonna keep it 160 bucks? Is it a
well,
month or a year?
It's a year.
Oh, a year. That's not bad.
It's not the worst, but I mean, because TSA pre-check is like 70 or something
Yeah,
for
but it's
5
not
years.
a year, but it's for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
But I don't like pre-check. Well, not that I don't like it. It's just that you have to like fill it out online.
yeah,
which is fine.
and not every airline has it.
But not only that, but you have to go to an actual interview. Like you have
Oh,
to.
yeah.
I'm like, no.
Well, if you sign up for global entry, they give you pre-check for free, or as part of.
I know,
the
but
global
like
entry.
I don't like the fact that like you have to go in person to talk to someone. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Well,
Now that you mention it, not to cut you off,
With Clear, you don't need none of that shit.
that's how I feel about my current predicament right now.
So, real quick, and the reason I kept it and I didn't cancel it because I'm gonna use it for. I'm still gonna travel, and the guy was even like, oh, like like just like if you can, like he was being real. Like, imagine be real with you, like if you're gonna cancel it, that's fine. I don't care, but just wait at least 3 days. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
Did he
so
say
he gets
that?
the, so
Yeah, he
gets-
did
So
say
he
that.
gets the kickback.
Yeah, because obviously if you sign up and you cancel right away, like
Don't
they don't
get
get
shit.
shit. But if you keep it for like a few days, they get something.
He
So
said, "Can I be real with you right now?"
yeah,
You were like,
dude, the guy was actually pretty cool. Like, yeah, I'm like,
I'm poor and I need the money.
I was like, my man. So we dapped up and that was it. Called it a day. So anyway, continue.
But when you mentioned like you don't like talking to people,
Yeah.
I feel the same way because
I know what you're talking about.
it was my gripe. I'll say it right now.
Is it? Do you want me to? Is it your gripe?
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, speaking of gripes, I forgot
God damn, how much you good
I forgot that last week your gripe was also centered around me. So
I don't even remember what it was.
I remember what it was. It was about me. It's all you need to know. Continue, Mamba.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Anyway, long story short, I know it's last minute, but me and my fiance were talking about. Originally, we were like, oh, let's just save the money and then make a playlist on our phone, and we could just play it at our wedding, and that way it'd be cheaper. And I was like, oh, cool. But then I started thinking about it. It's like I don't want to be at the mercy of our phone, and I don't want to have to like think about it because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna the whole time. I'm like, are people having fun? Are they dancing? Like, is this the right song?
Yeah, probably not the right song.
Yeah. So I don't want to deal with that pressure. So I caved in and I was like, let me try to find a DJ. So I googled wedding DJ Las Vegas. And there was like a list of them on this wedding website, and one of them popped up. It was cheaper than the rest, and probably for good reason. Because I got a quote. It took him a while. It took him like a day or two to respond. He was like, "Hey, John, can you give me a call?" Because we were emailing. I forgot. I emailed him and he emailed back. He was like, "Can you give me a call?" I was like, "Okay." And I hate that shit. Like you were saying, you hate talking to people. I hate talking on the phone. It makes me so mad. So I called him, and he like didn't seem that interested. He seemed like he had shit to do. He's like, "Oh, I'm on my way to a gig right now," and he just was like kind of indifferent about it. He was like, "Yeah."
He was letting you know he's in demand.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I'll."
Like, motherfucker, you in demand because you're probably the cheapest.
He was like, "I'll fit you in," blah blah blah. He didn't really ask too many details. He kind of glossed over it, and then that was it. And he was like, "I'll email you the details tonight, and how much it would cost, blah blah." And I was like, cool. He did not email me that night. He emailed me a couple days later. He was like, it'll cost this much. Some other fees but also if you want to get some lights, we could do that too. I was like, do I really need lights? I was like, let me see how much it is.
We're in the city of lights.
Yeah. But I guess you want to make your wedding a little bit more memorable.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I was like, how much are the lights? And then that took like a few days for him to respond. He'd be like, oh, it's X amount of dollars. It's like $200. I was okay. That sounds reasonable. What do I have to do to get this going? I think that was on the 14th, and it is now the 28th. So he's not contacting through email. So now I'm in a predicament because it's like, do I email him back, but I don't want to seem like a dick, or do I call him, but I hate talking to people on the phone, or do I just like?
You find another DJ, and then when he finally emails them, you email him back like "fuck off."
Yeah, that's what I was telling Junkyard today at work. I started.
I said just shoot one quick email. If he doesn't respond, then fuck it, just call it a day. I would just be like, hey, do I have to sign anything?
At this rate, he'll have everything finalized like the day of the wedding.
Yeah, like Junkyard said, like I don't have anything signed. Yeah. I don't have anything contractually obligated. So if this guy if he's just like, yeah, I'll be there on your wedding day. I'm like, all right, cool. And he like never shows up. Then, it's not like I can do anything about it. If he just decided, like, yeah, I don't feel like doing that.
Get your playlist ready just in case.
Yeah. You guys got any suggestions?
The Cupid Shuffle.
I mean,
collard greens.
Oh, that's a good one. I was like, if I did have to do a playlist, I was thinking of a lot of, since it'll be majority millennials, like a lot of 90s, 2000s, like hits. Like, I mean, I'm sure people might be iffy about it, but so Ignition remix.
Oh,
I hate.
Hell yeah!
You can't do R. Kelly right now. It's a sensitive time.
It's Vegas. You can do anything in Vegas.
It's okay. It's a remix.
He's going to.
Yeah,
jail.
it's not the original. It's the remix.
Yeah, he's in jail. He's paying for what he's done. Doesn't that mean I could listen to him now?
Not until after he gets out.
Oh shit! That won't be for like 80 years.
Well,
look, fine. How about we compromise? You can listen to it, but you can't enjoy it.
So when he says bounce, like I just have to stand.
Yeah.
I can't even shrug my
you can't.
shoulders.
You can't even dance to the song.
Bob my head.
You have to do it all in your head.
You just have to stand. You have to stand there and make it look like you don't like the song.
Yeah. No grinding.
Nope.
Okay. Well, shit. I better think of something else. Then. So that is my gripe.
All right. That was great.
Hell no, motherfuckers! Wake the fuck up.
All right, let's get to. We got like a couple comments for YouTube.
Damn, we're like a half hour in and we totally
39. No, I had it right here. Tony took up he took up like 38 minutes with his story. But anyway, literally, because I checked the timer. So here, this is a comment from Junkboard. We all know who this is from.
It's from Junkboard.
Yeah, Junkboard doesn't exist.
Clearly he does, as he just emailed you.
For our listeners who don't follow us on Instagram, our friends, because Junker never likes to go anywhere.
Because he's a hermit.
Our friends, Turok and Pika, pitched in and got a life-size cutout. So like
It's not life size. It's short.
a
it's
4'8"
shorter.
cutout.
Yeah, it's to scale.
No, it's not.
Of
Actually, no,
Junkyard.
you're right. It's not. It's enlarged to show
You
detail.
know, it's a nice picture of you too. Like you're smiling, you look like you're having a good time. Way different than normal life. But proceed.
So these twats created a fake account, clearly a fake YouTube account as well, to comment on this thing. So anyway, it says, I will read it because we are obligated to
You
do
did
so.
say you would read.
Yes. So happy to see you're back. Actually, we never said we're going to read the comments from YouTube. So technically, this is not it.
Just
We said
fucking-
only emails,
just
but I'm going to
read.
do it anyway. Happy to see you're back. Great work, but this message is for JYD. Don't be upset, but reading is a key skill that can open up a world of knowledge and understanding. It can help you understand complex concepts and ideas, as well as providing the means to access information quickly and easily. Reading can also help you develop your writing skills, as well as increasing your vocabulary. Learning to read can be a difficult task, but with the right guidance and support, you can develop your reading skills and become a confident reader.
Don't speed read through it.
There
Take your
are-
time.
this is long.
Catch your breath.
There are a number of strategies that can help you learn to read, such as using phonics, reading aloud, and using visual aids. Additionally, there are a range of resources available to help you understand and practice reading, such as books, websites, and apps. With practice and dedication, you will be able to be a confident reader and be able to enjoy all the benefits that come with it. That being said, for the love of God, don't allow that man to read on the podcast again. Yet you send this long ass fucking diatribe, make me read it.
Oh, diatribe. That's a big word.
Anyway, all right, that's from that fake. All right, so we got Hooded Dude.
That's from my guy Junkboard.
Hooded Dude commented, said, I was bamboozled.
Oh, he was hoodwinked.
I got to give it to Mamba. Now I see him next to JYD. He has lost weight. Congrats.
Oh,
Yeah, he lost it. I found it.
There was that was a legit. Like
Yeah.
that's the end of that
That's it.
comment.
Yeah.
There was nothing else.
No, he wasn't talking shit. He was
No
just
sleight of hand. No backhanded comment. Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna humble brag right now just because I'm kind of proud of it. Before I came here, I went on a run around the airport, and one lap around Midway Airport is like 4 miles, maybe like a smidge over, like 4.02. And I managed to do it today in 49 minutes. Yeah, like 49. So like I'm just off the cuffs.
That's like a 10-minute mile.
No, that's a little bit over 12.
Wait, because you said 10 minutes for 4 miles. Oh, 40 minutes.
I said 49.
Oh, my bad. I think you said 40. I think you said 40 for
Oh,
4.
if
I'm
I
like,
did,
damn.
I misspoke. But yeah. But it's
Oh,
like,
you might have. But either way, so it's about 12?
Yeah.
Okay,
about
that's still good. That's a good
I've been
pace.
trying to chase like 12. So a 12-minute mile is 5 miles an hour, which is slow. But you're talking about a guy who's over 300 pounds. And last year, me doing a 15-minute mile was hard. Now I'm doing like 12. So I'm going to humble brag a little bit. And I've been trying to get Joker to go run with me, but he's like, no, I'm okay.
No, I don't go outside.
He's like,
I,
life
got,
is.
I have a treadmill back there I use.
Yeah, they used to hang up clothes.
Huh?
They used to hang up
Yeah,
clothes.
for now. But when, sometimes I look at it and I think about running and I'm like, yeah, all right, that's enough. That's enough for today.
Joker looks at his treadmill and starts sweating.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I got my workout in for today. Cool. Every day I gradually look at it a little bit longer and think about running, and then I don't. And then so like sooner or later I'll like actually pull it out and not run. And then, I'll move my way up to actually like maybe I'll walk on it for like 2 minutes and then get off. Baby steps, baby steps.
My goal, because I'm doing the marathon again, is to do the whole thing at like a 12-minute pace. And if I do that, that's like a little bit over 5 hours, as opposed to the almost 7 hours it took me last year. So that's the goal.
Okay.
All right. So not last week, the week before, we talked about.
What's your goal, Junkyard? Less pie?
I wish I had pie. You got pie? I go for some pie right
Of the
now.
poon variety?
Yeah, I like all kinds of pie, baby. I like all. You know what pie was really good, which I miss? Baker Square Oreo pie. That shit was
Oh,
good as
Baker
fuck.
Square was, that was.
Fuck, I want some pie. Anyway, all right. All right. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about that video from Jubilee that
Yes.
you had everybody watch. You told them to watch it. It was
Yes, 'cause it's hilarious.
ranking women by attractiveness.
Yes.
Okay. So we kind of rewatched it again this week before we started recording, just to like catch up. I kind of forgot what it was about. So now we're back. Let's talk about it.
We were going to play it, but we can't.
It's
get the
8
sound,
minutes long,
and we can't get the sound to go through.
right? And we're already at 45 minutes, and we only have 15 left. So 8 minutes
those-
will eat up the rest of our podcast.
For those who might want to watch, it's called "Ranking Women by
Here,
Attractiveness."
I'm pulling up the video right now. You guys can see it. Ranking women by attractiveness. 5 guys versus 5 girls.
So yeah, so right now, like the screen clip or the screen grab you're watching, or the still is it's how this is how the girls this is how they rank themselves. So they basically like told them, hey, rank yourself from like from least attractive to most attractive, 5-1, least to most, and you could tell they're all like, oh, but like, you know, like they're trying to like talk about like, oh, like based off personality, like I think like okay, you're they ask you to rank yourselves based on attractiveness, and you're trying to like do it off of personality.
Yeah, like, nobody gives a fuck.
First of all, you just met. Second of all, it's not the assignment.
And not just that, but like let's be 100% honest, guys. We don't fucking like usually when we're attracted to girls. In most cases, unless you know that or have known them, you don't be like, oh, she's got a great personality. I could tell just by looking at her. No, she's fucking hot.
No.
And if she's hot, I'm gonna talk to
Yeah,
her.
just like when, like most guys, you know, when you're talking to your buddies and one of your boys is like, hey, like I started talking to this girl. What's the first question?
What's she look like?
What's she look like?
Yeah, it's not like how's her personality? Is she funny?
No. The first question most guys will ask you is,
What does
what's
she
she
look
look
like?
like?
Yeah.
And when girls are in their their group and they say, oh, I'm talking to this guy, what's the first thing they ask? What does he do?
Oh,
Is that true? Or did you make that up?
No, I'm serious.
well, they have
It is.
another like version of this where the women rank the guys.
We haven't watched that.
Well, yeah, we'll
do that
get.
next time.
We'll get
I'm
to it.
jumping the gun.
So anyway, so this one, I thought this one was like hilarious because they grab these 5 women and like rank yourselves from least to most attractive, and they're all like trying to be like they're all basically trying not to hurt each other's feelings. Like, oh, like, you know, like everyone's beautiful, and oh, like you should be here, or oh, like this is so hard, because it's actually not. You could right away tell who is not the most attractive, who is the most attractive.
And it's also, I mean, obviously, it's based on preference, right? We all have different preferences.
We all have different preferences.
So, what may be my 1 to 5 might not be your 1 to 5, might not be Mama's 1 to 5.
That is true. But when you're talking about like the status quo, the majority,
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious what it's going to be.
Right.
But you know, the girls are like, you know, they're all trying, oh, we don't hurt each other's feelings, which is, you know, everyone's beautiful. Okay, yeah, that's fine, but that wasn't the assignment. So anyway, they ended up ranking themselves, and as you can see, the girls, the 2 girls who are like, who were like picked to be the least attractive
Are the most attractive.
are
they themselves pick to be.
well, actually, like if you watch it, the girl who's like the least attractive according to their group,
the Asian girl.
she actually like, she just like, yeah, I'll just be here because I noticed that nobody else wanted to be the least attractive. So, and then the fourth, the one who's like the second ugliest girl, like she probably didn't care either.
Right.
But that's because they know.
This is
like they're not like, they're like, okay, I bet you those 2 girls are like, yeah, we know we're hot. We're like not even like,
Right.
I don't give a fuck. Like this is not gonna hurt our feelings.
right. The way I rank it, if we're playing that game, is the second to last girl. I think she looks Hispanic.
Yeah, she is.
That girl, number 1.
I creeped on her Instagram.
Okay, so she's number 1 to me.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is the last girl,
Yep.
the Asian girl. She's number 2. Third will probably be the one in the middle. She's right where she's at. She's fine. 3. Then let's drop the first 2 exactly where they're standing and drop them at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
So who is the least attractive for you?
For those
Junkyard?
who are listening,
The girl with the dress.
for those who are the way
Can you describe her?
Okay. So here, that's right. Number 1. Okay, on the screen, if you're not watching this, for audio only listeners,
So the girl who thinks she's most attractive
is this tall blonde girl.
who looks like she went to liberal arts college.
She actually looks pretty basic.
She actually kind of looks like a dancer, sort of.
An interpretive dancer, so it doesn't count.
The second girl is wearing a patterned dress. She's very tall,
And?
and she's a little bit on the hefty side.
Oh,
I know you guys didn't rank her, but She's up there for me.
Okay. Like I said, everybody's got their own taste.
Exactly.
That's fine.
I like them a little bit thicker.
Third girl is like a skinnier black girl.
Yeah, but she
fourth-
is.
Yeah, she get it. Number the second to last is a taller Hispanic girl with
who's the hottest
curves in all the right places.
She's the hottest one.
She's the most.
Look, I'll tell you right now. I creeped on most of these girls' Instagrams already, and yes, the Hispanic girl is.
And then-
she's the most naturally. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't really think.
Well, anyway, the last one is this Asian girl. She's shorter, but she's also you can tell
she's pretty.
she's very pretty and she has a very nice body on her.
Yeah. So anyway, so this is how they ended up ranking themselves, and they give their reasons like, oh, we just try to go off like personality. I'm like, whatever. Anyway,
Most outgoing.
so now it's time for a reality check.
Right.
So now they all put on these earmuffs, and they have 5 dudes come in, and they tell the dudes like, hey, rank these girls from least attractive to most attractive. And yeah, I mean, quick work. They went boom, 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 boom. All right, we out.
Yep. And they pretty much ranked them about where we.
oh, you didn't show.
Well,
Oh,
no,
hold
no.
on.
So
Oh,
go back
did
to
you
the
already
video,
take it out?
No, it's fine. I got it. Hold on.
and then just go. Yeah, right. Keep going. Right. No, keep going. There's one where they show right there. Go.
No, it's right
No,
before
no,
this.
no.
It's
No,
like
no.
right here. Is it? Is this it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So this is how the guys rank them from least
Oh, let's-
attractive
Let Joe Care pull it up.
to most
Okay.
attractive. And
So they went for our audio listeners. They went Asian girl first,
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic girl second.
So the two who said
we're
that-
last
Yeah.
are now the first
Now the
two.
first ones. Right. The last one is the first one,
Yeah.
and then the second to last one is the second to first. Then it's the tall blonde.
Thought she was first.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the black girl, and then the bigger heavy set.
Who's
Girl.
last? So when the guys ranked them, they were asking them, and then the girl who actually ended up last, she's like, "Yeah, I knew it. Like I'm aware." I'm like, "Yeah, you did. Then if you knew it, why didn't you
Speak up.
Why don't you say something, and why don't you put your ass there? If you knew, if like that's not, it's like, oh, I'm not surprised. I'm aware. I know how people perceive me. I'm like, so then why didn't you just put yourself in last if you're very aware?
Right.
Like, and the thing, like, guys will be more like they'll be blunt. They'll be like, yeah, you're hot, you're not, whatever.
Right.
Girls, I guess they
They play these games.
They try
it's
to
like
they,
it's like
they,
yeah.
they don't want
They don't want to hurt each other's
They don't want to hurt
feelings.
each other's feelings.
At least not in front of them. They'll hurt each other's feelings behind.
Yeah, oh yeah,
their
definitely.
back.
Oh yeah.
Like that. She shouldn't have been number one.
So, but yeah, I thought that was pretty funny because
Yeah.
I was like, when I saw how the girls ranked each other, I'm like, no fucking way.
I will say.
And I was very appointed when the dudes came in and gave them all a reality check. Like, all right, this is how it is.
I will say I didn't agree with that list. Still, I wanted the bigger girl a little bit.
So how would you have ranked them, Mama? What's
How
your
would I
rank?
ranked?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Would you want me to pull it up again?
No. I could tell you. So, I guess the tall Hispanic girl, she was very pretty. So maybe one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the bigger girl too.
Okay. that's
Honestly,
fine.
after one, I really don't care.
Okay, fair enough. I'd say the smaller black girl 3,
Okay.
Asian girl 4, and now she's nothing wrong with her. I
Yeah.
just like
You're just racist. I get it. It's
okay,
cool.
yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if you choose the black girl first or the Asian girl first. You're racist
Yeah,
one way or the other.
anyway. That is
You're already you're a bigot. It's lose, man. But you can't win this.
But
Unless-
I did a reverse. That is why I picked the white girl last.
Oh.
So I am not
mean the blonde?
racist. Yeah, well, she's white.
All
we
right,
don't
but there.
know
I
that.
mean,
We don't
the,
know.
the first one. The first one might be
Why,
white. too.
why are you assuming?
Because she looks like her hobby is making pottery.
So wait, who was second to last?
Second to last, the Asian girl.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just preference. Yeah, like I said,
Who do you,
goes by
how do you rank
preference.
it?
I would have the Hispanic girl.
Yeah.
Her definitely number 1. Number 2 would have been the Asian girl. Number 3 would have been the black girl, and then it's the liberal arts girl, and then
My ranking
the
exactly.
yeah.
You guys are fat phobic.
No, man, it's just we're, like Tony's very thin. Like he that
Hey, man,
it just doesn't match.
The heart wants what it wants. Man.
You can't pick what you like.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. I let my heart decide.
Anyway, all right. So yeah, so that's that. Let us know what you guys think.
They have
Shoot us an
a
email. If you think this was a,
If you guys watch the video, watch it and then send us your ranking.
or if you feminists out there are like, this is disgusting, you guys are pigs.
Then you watch it and give us your rankings.
But they also do have, like I said earlier, they have another video where the same girls rank the same guys.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next time.
Oh, we're
if
gonna
you see
watch
that, yeah, we'll watch it next time.
Yeah.
If you guys are, after you watch this or listen to this episode, go ahead and go back and watch the guys get ranked, and we'll talk about that.
And
next
then
time.
come back and rank us.
Yeah.
Oh,
1
jeez.
through 3.
Hey, all right.
And go by personality.
Go back.
Because any other way, my feelings will get hurt.
All right. So
We're too fragile. So we expect everyone to respond that we're all tied for number one.
all right. So since we're running out of time, I want to do this. Let's just do this real quick. I'm gonna run through this real fast. I haven't done this segment in 5 years.
Oh, you probably
So-
shouldn't do it anymore.
So I'm doing it, baby. I'm doing
I was
it.
actually going to ask you if you're going to do it.
I cheat again. Who is he?
For our longtime listeners, you guys know what this is. For our new listeners, this is not an MMA minute.
Jake Paul lost. So how do you?
Oh
feel
yeah, he
about
did.
that?
Good. I'm glad. He got brought back down to earth. All right, so let's run real quick. I just want to do the main event, co-main event. That's it, because I wouldn't have time for anything else. Co-main.
Is that John Bones Jones?
Yeah, he's coming back. He's on, after his like
Is
five.
he the favorite? We doing a
He is.
parlay?
He is a favorite. He is a minus 165. Hold on, we'll get to that.
Nah, go.
Co-main event.
Sorry.
The champion.
This isn't your segment.
Oh, is
Tony.
that my baby girl, Valentina Shevchenko? Bro, I love this segment.
Yes, it is Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. Valentina's a humongous favorite at a minus 600. Alexa's a huge underdog at a plus 450.
I know where I'm putting my money.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm putting
Valentina?
my money on the Mexican.
Oh, so speaking of ranking, and if we're talking about attractiveness, Alexa number 1, Valentina number 2. So Alexa's already won the championship in that. But
They haven't even fought, but Alexa won my heart.
Yeah. You beat me to it.
so my heart says I want Alexa to win. I love Valentina. Valentina's a great fighter. I like Valentina a lot.
She's a monster.
She is fantastic. She is one of the best women fighters of all
I
time.
watched you kill a person live.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah. remember that guy was like, oh, women they just don't hit hard.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, like
There was just a murder.
the guy was like, what?
Yeah.
That's great.
But
Continue.
so like, what do you call it? I love Valentina, but my heart is Alexa. I love Alexa. Alexa, like, one, she's fantastic. She seems like she's a sweetheart. I follow her on Instagram. She seems like she's a fucking doll, and she's a great fighter. So I want Alexa to win, but let's just be honest. Valentina's a fucking killer. Valentina hasn't lost. She didn't look great in her last fight. She looked a little rusty. She looked kind of like off. But I think it was just a matchup, a mismatch, I should say, on the matchup. Alexa's a striker. Valentina's a striker. I don't think Alexa can beat her on the feet.
So
unfortunately.
if I bet a rack on Alexa, how much would I get?
And she wins. Shit. Well, it's a plus 450. So it's
Wouldn't
so
you
basically
just
if you for
multiply
$100 you bet if you bet $100 you get 450 if she wins.
So if I bet a rack, I get,
4,500.
Yeah.
ooh, sounds like easy money.
So that's the co-main. So
Be a fool not
it's
to.
it's hard to bet against Valentina. If Alexa wins, I'll be super happy, but it's hard to bet against Valentina.
That's
Let's
true. Yeah, she is.
get to the main event. John Jones versus Cyril Gane. This is a heavyweight
Real quick,
bout.
before you move on, I need your advice, Junkyard.
Yeah.
Should I bet with my mind or bet with my heart?
You should bet with your mind.
I don't know,
Trick
man.
question. You bet with your dick.
Then they're both gonna win.
So John Jones is moving up from light heavyweight to heavyweight. He hasn't fought in what
3 years.
3 years. It's been quite some time. So
And his last fights were questionable.
right, but this fight I think favors him. He is the favorite at a minus 165. Cyril Gane is the underdog at a plus 140. I probably have to throw money on Jones on this one. The reason I say that is just because even though he hasn't fought in 3 years, it's heavyweight. He's a smaller, he's big. He's actually got really big recently, but he's probably gonna be quicker. He's got a way better fucking ground game than fucking Cyril does. Cyril likes to keep his distance, so I don't know. I think John will pull out. Mamba, what do you think?
I agree.
What do you think on both of these?
I mean, especially after Francis Ngannou held Cyril Gane down for 5 rounds, and John Jones has way better wrestling. But I mean, he took 3 years off in his last couple fights. Like, people say that he probably lost against Dominic Reyes.
Yep.
So, and Cyril Gane almost ate it last fight, too, against Tiavasa. Valentin, I like Alessa Grasso. There's already 2 Mexican champions this year, which has never been a thing. And if she could win, it'll be a third.
Do you think that's too many?
I think, yeah, it is too many. sooner they're gonna take over. But Valentin, she like I said, I've watched her kick somebody so hard. We saw,
one's an interim champ.
yeah, one's interim champ, but technically,
We witnessed the murder.
yeah, Valentina Shevchenko kicked this lady so hard, and it was at a stadium, the United Center, and you could hear a pin drop. Like, people were like, "Is she gonna get back up?" It was like quiet for like 5 minutes. So that was scary. And poor Alexa Grasso.
I don't think she's gonna get knocked. I think this is gonna end up going to decision. I don't think this fight's gonna end. But yeah, Valentina's. It's gonna be hard to beat her. I hope Alexa wins. I really do. But anyway, all right. So that is not an MMA minute.
So Saturday? It's this Saturday,
This is Saturday. Yep, Saturday, 9 p.m. Central Time.
So what time should me and Mamba come over?
The prelims start about 7, I think.
Well, better question. What time is the pizza getting here?
Whatever time you order it, baby.
I would actually put on. Would you let us come over your house?
Yeah, you guys come on.
Oh.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get to our news segment. Everybody
Do we
loves
have,
this.
Is
do we
another
have enough
problem,
time?
innit? It's about me delivering 50 top-end cars because I said I would.
Am
Because
I an
if I want
asshole?
My South American friend goes somewhere else from now on, and that's not good. It's a humiliation. Because I'm the arsehole who said I could deliver.
Do I look
Am
like
I
an asshole?
Do I look like an arsehole?
Am I an asshole? Do I look like an asshole? That's a fucking fantastic. Gone in 60 Seconds. Fantastic movie, by the way.
We quote it at work all the time. So anyway, am I the asshole? So here we've got from Reddit. Am I the asshole? So, am I the asshole for refusing to Venmo my friend for pizza and possibly ending the entire friendship
Ooh,
over it?
This could be a preview of Saturday.
Right. So here we go. I, a 26-year-old female, have been best friends with Dawn, 30, a female.
Oh, so this is not going to end well. It's already 2 females fighting.
Dawn lives alone, does not have a license, and works full time.
We're talking about pizza. Why is she going so
Hold on.
hard?
Into her living situation. And she don't got a license. She don't. Wow. Okay.
Let's get through this. So you'll it comes together.
Okay. All right.
So
She works full time.
yeah, they both work full time.
both full-time, okay.
Yeah. So I work full time as well. I have a car and make significantly more money than
Dang,
Dawn.
humble brag.
From the start of our friendship, any relationship I am in, I've always been someone who doesn't mind picking up the tab, driving, hosting, cooking, etc., and do these things without any expectation of anything in return. As my love language is
my
acts
love.
of service and
She's
giving.
already an ass. Just for her, like
Say love language?
like citing, like this is my love language. You're the asshole.
Hold on, let's get through it.
Just for that.
Within the last year of our friendship, I've noticed Dawn stopped bringing cash out when we went out. I thought this was rude, so started asking for split bills. Every time I did, Dawn would make this known how poor she is, and I noticed her bringing up financials all the time.
But she doesn't have financials.
Exactly. This made me uncomfortable and
Or lack
honestly
thereof.
annoyed because Dawn is not poor. Dawn just lives like she's a millionaire. Ubers everywhere, DoorDash every meal, Starbucks every day, going out to bar every night, etc. On Friday, Dawn and I went out, and I drove us like I always do, paid for dinner and a drink, and took us home, and we continued drinking at her place. A few hours later, Dawn asked if I wanted to get a pizza delivered. I said sure. With the promos she had, the pizza cost $15-ish, delivery charge included, and when it arrived, she told
Hold
me...
on, real quick. $15 for the pizza and the delivery? That's a fucking deal.
Yeah, it is a deal.
That's a good deal. That's a solid deal. Continue.
Shit, where was I? Oh, okay. Charge. Okay, so when it arrived, she told me I wasn't allowed to have a slice until I Venmo'd her $7.50. I don't know why this is when I snapped, but I did, and I told her it hurts my feelings that I feel like I do a lot for her, and this is ridiculous. She then says, I'm poor, you're rich, and then I really snapped and told her that she's not poor, she's broke.
Damn. Like, bitch, you ain't poor. You broke.
I said this because she makes good money. She's just fucking terrible with it. For info, I do make a significant amount more than her, and maybe that makes me the asshole. I also don't feel great about throwing things I've done for her in the past in her face during the argument, as I really did do those out of love and never with the intentions of anything in return. Am I the asshole for thinking that it's ridiculous to ask me for $750?
I'm gonna say not the asshole. I'd have to agree with. Wait, what's her name?
Shit, I don't know.
She
She doesn't say her name. She says
Well,
her friend's Dawn.
The friend is Dawn.
What's her Reddit name?
Interaction first.
It's one of those
That's too long.
it's a throwaway account. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's an asshole for snapping. I think it's a culmination of their entire or most of their friendship as of late, to where she's paying for everything, not asking for anything in return, and then the one time her friend does get something, she's like, "Hey, give me half." Like, bitch.
Right.
Like I drive you everywhere.
And we just went out and I paid for everything.
We just went out and I paid for the food and the drink.
Yeah, the food, the drinks, and I drove.
And
You're gonna ask me for fucking $750?
And then she got the audacity. You know what? I would have. I don't know. That's just me. But like, I would have like said, okay, before I Venmo you that $750, I would have sent her a request for half of everything that night. Like,
Hell yeah.
here's how much a couple bucks in gas. This is how much your drink was,
Mm-hmm.
and this is your half of the food we had earlier. You Venmo me that, I'll gladly give you $7.50.
Yeah, that's bogus as fuck.
But yeah, I feel like that was just a culmination of like, and I get it, like, but I also think she should have said something sooner. Like, it should have not gotten to this point.
Yeah.
Like, it got to the point where she snapped because she let it. She let it get
comfortable.
Yeah, she let it get to that point. She was, like she said, she's always paying, she's always buying. And previous to this happening, she picked her up, she paid for everything, and then every time like she like asked for a split bill, Dawn's like, "Oh, I'm so poor." I'm like, "Yeah, well, sucks to suck. Oh well, figure it out."
See, back in the day when me and Tony would go out and like he didn't have a job, I would pay for everything. But then I was cool with it because I knew that when he did get a job, he was gonna pay for me, and he did, and that's how it worked. We paid for each other. We didn't give a fuck.
We call it riding the gravy train.
Exactly. Sometimes he rode the train. Sometimes I rode.
Bro,
the train.
you remember when I got my tax refund?
Hell yeah!
And I was like,
Red Lobster.
I'm like, bro, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I want to take you somewhere nice.
Hell yeah.
Let's go to TGI Fridays.
Oh yeah, we went to Fridays too. Oh yeah. Yeah. See, I mean, but see, we don't it's not petty like this shit. I would have never been like, oh, I'm not giving you any pizza until you give me $750.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a fuck?
I kind of do that at work. Like me, well, Joker never really likes to go out and eat, but I have a coworker, and like if we like, oh, do you want to get something to eat? They're like, yeah, and then we'll go to lunch together, and one of us will pay, and then like the next day, the other one will like cover it.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'll like get Joker something, and then he's like, oh, how much do I owe you? Like, it's $4, bitch. You're gonna insult me by giving me $4 in cash?
Yeah, you need it. You're broke.
Yeah, but that doesn't bother me though. I live above my means.
Anyway.
Isn't that the American way?
Yeah.
Whatever your means are, live above them.
All right, cool. So let's let me do my gripe because I didn't do a gripe, and I've got a good one. At least for me, I was fucking.
Are you heated?
Dude, I've been holding this in.
Hell no, motherfuckers! Wake the fuck
It's gonna be
up.
spicy.
Mom already heard this
What
gripe.
time are you at?
We're at 108.
Oh no.
It's fine. We'll hit like 120. Anyway, all right. So my gripe. So okay. So I'm going to Mexico in May for my sister-in-law's wedding. We bought these tickets, fucking like almost last year. It was last year actually.
Plane tickets?
Plane tickets.
Volaris?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my gripe. My gripe is with that fucking piece of shit airline.
yeah,
I
it is.
fucking hate that fucking
The only reason they're
airline.
in business is because they're one of the few.
So yeah, right. So to go to Mexico, you've got maybe like 5 airlines. You've got United, American, Delta, but these airlines, those 3 charge an arm and a fucking leg to go to Mexico. Like I looked at tickets
and very few direct flights.
Right, they're all none of them are direct.
Oh,
None of them are direct. Not
except for
airlines.
Volaris. I think Volaris.
Volaris is the only. No, them and Viva Aerobus are direct.
Oh yeah, the new one. Yeah.
My
So-
my flight to Mexico went direct.
Yeah,
Did you do what?
you would
airline?
fight
Aerobus.
Viva Aerobus.
Okay.
So those 3 are not direct, and they're fucking expensive. I look for tickets. They average right now, at least, their average is between like between $600 and $1,000.
Do they go to Dallas or Mexico City?
Well,
or
so it depends.
Houston?
United goes to Houston. American goes to Dallas.
Okay.
Delta goes to Atlanta usually.
Oh, okay.
That's where all their hubs are.
So either way, you gotta like.
Yeah, you go to another
If you
city.
want direct, you gotta go with a shitty airline.
So the only other so there's another Mexican airline, Aeromexico. They go to Mexico City, which is fucking terrible.
Oh yeah.
Just because Mexico City is a fucking train wreck. Like you're gonna be going through customs in Mexico City for like 2 hours. Anyway, so and they're expensive too. They're not as expensive as like Delta and American in them, but they're still pretty fucking. They're like $500 to $600, more or less. And like I said, it's not direct. So the only ones that go direct and are cheap are Volaris and Viva Aerobus. But you're talking about Viva Aerobus is like Spirit, and Volaris is just a little bit. It's like a notch above it. They're
Frontier.
like Frontier. Yeah, these are
It's lose, but you know.
they're both economy, right? They both nickel and dime you for fucking everything. They like you want a bag of chips? You take $10. Like you want we charge for the air you're breathing. It's like 50 cents a minute.
You wanna pick your seat? That'll
Right.
cost you.
You want to take a shit? That's gonna cost you too.
Oh, you want to carry on? That'll cost you.
Right.
Oh, you want to you want to check bags? That's a charge. Which okay, I get it. They're gonna charge you for
Everybody charges for checked, except for Southwest
But
now.
if you want to carry on,
Right.
that'll
cost you.
That'll
Yeah.
cost you.
Dude, they nickel and dime you for fucking
yeah.
everything. They even fucking charge you if you don't print your ticket out, or if you don't print it out, if you don't have it on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
They charge you for them to print it for
Yep.
you at the fucking
There's
gate.
a fee for them to print out
Your
your
ticket.
boarding pass.
Yeah, for your boarding pass.
For
At,
who,
at the
Volaris?
Volaris, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know
Yeah.
that because my parents usually fly that because it like Junker said, it's one of the few that goes direct
Right.
to Durango.
And they're pretty. If you get them like ahead of time, they're pretty cheap usually.
Yeah,
you get them for like $300-$400 bucks.
But yeah,
Correct.
and like to piggyback off your gripe, my gripe with that is that like I don't understand how their fucking stupid V Club works.
It's stupid.
Like so basically, whenever
They have a discount club basically.
yeah they have a discount club.
You pay a yearly fee.
So you
and they
pay
give you discount tickets.
So you pay a yearly fee,
and
and-
it's 10% off the normal price.
and
That's
it's
it?
and the thing is like the prices they advertise on their calendar, it's always the V Club price.
Yeah.
So when you click on it, like that's the price, but V Club. If you want without the V Club,
Right,
it's
it's
this
like
price.
this price.
So the thing is, like they kind of force you to get it because if you do a round trip without the V Club, it's like ridiculous. And then with it, it's actually cheaper for you to
But
pay.
you're only paying like, I mean, yeah, it's cheaper, but you're really only saving like $60.
It doesn't matter. The point is,
Right.
it's still cheaper for you to
Right,
whether
right.
it's $60 or 50
Right,
or
right,
100. It's still cheaper for you to get the V Club.
Yeah, because the
And
V Club is only, well, for a family, I think it's 160
But
for the year.
But I feel like
But you have to fly a lot for that to be worth it.
yeah. And the thing is, like I know I remember I got it from my dad because he flew. I'm like, fuck,
Right.
I got to get him the V Club because he needs it. And then he went back to Mexico like before the year was up, and it even tells you that your V Club is active, like your account
Right.
is still good, but they still charge you again for it when
Yeah.
you try. I'm like, so what the fuck does this really last for a year, or is it does it last a year, but you can only use it once? Like once you use it, you gotta get. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Because the thing is, like I try to get my dad a ticket again, and it still says your V Club is active, so you should get the V Club prices, right?
Right.
Because it hasn't been. You already paid for the year, but when you go to check out, it tells you need to pay for the membership.
Yeah.
And good luck calling customer service.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So I'd rather just pay the $50 there
Right.
for the V Club again than call them because
And the fucked up thing too is, okay, so like say you call customer service, right? You call them and say, well, like, so I want this, like I can't, or say, God forbid you have trouble with their website, right?
Yeah.
And you call customer service and say, hey, so I want to book a flight from here to here at this day with this time. They'll be like, okay, it's gonna be, let's say $700, and you're like, wait, what? On the website, I saw it for $400. Yeah, but if you do it over the phone, we charge you more for that. You're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yep.
How does that make any sense?
And
It's the
it's
same
more-
fucking flight.
And if you fuck up, like if you fuck up the dates and need a
Oh yeah, or if you fuck up your name,
even if it's like even if you just click send or you just click purchase, like, oh shit, I realize I need.
Right.
You call them right away. Hey, I just bought tickets.
Nope.
Like nope, I don't give. Whether it's 10 minutes ago or 10 days ago, we're fucking charging you up the ass.
yeah, dude, it is. Dude,
Yeah,
they
it is-
are.
it is
This is
bad.
a fucking terrible. I fucking hate this airline. I've had problems with them in the past, like tons, like a bunch of times, like whether it be customer service issues, like just a bunch of shit. We've always had something always comes up. So anyway, all right. The other day, so it flies out of here in Chicago on Midway Airport, which is like 2 blocks from my house.
Which is another reason
Which
why
is which is
it's
very convenient
because it's right here.
It's
Yeah.
convenient. I can literally walk there. So like, my wife texted me at work, and she's like, "Hey, can you check our flights?" My friend said she flies out like the month after we do. She said her flight's changed, and her return flight from Mexico is at it's at 5 a.m. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go look. Sure enough, our flight 5 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't get a notification.
Nothing.
I didn't get a fucking email. Nothing. I'm like, how the fuck? And it pissed me off because I'm like, it pissed me off more that they didn't tell me. Like they didn't even say shit. Like I had to find out like third party.
Yeah.
And I'm so fucking pissed. I'm like, because like 5 a.m. Like if it was me and my wife, whatever, 5 a.m. not a huge deal.
But
I'll wake up. But I got a kid now.
Oh.
And he sleeps. He falls asleep
Yeah,
at
yeah.
7. He doesn't wake up till 7.
Yeah, and you planned your flight around his
Around his like schedule.
schedule.
So now the kid, you got to be, usually you want to be at the airport 2 hours in advance if it's an international flight. It takes me 30 minutes to get to the airport in Mexico where I'm at.
Yeah.
So that you're talking about 2.5 hours. So I gotta be 2.5 hours before my flight. I gotta be already up. So that means I gotta be out of the house by 2:30 in the morning, right?
with a
With a
baby.
fucking 1-year-old.
With
And he goes to sleep at 7 to 2:30. How many hours is that?
Like 7.
7 hours. He sleeps fucking 11 is his most nights. 11 and a half. He's going to be sleeping for 7. For him, that's not even like, that's like a drop in the bucket. That's
a nap.
nothing. It's a nap.
He's gonna be mad.
Dude, he is going to be and I'm going to have to deal with his ass for 4 hours on the plane to fucking Chicago. Are you fucking kidding me?
So it was just a return flight that they changed?
Well, no, they changed the one going there, but I wasn't so, like that one was whatever. Because it was like still like midday
Okay.
or in the morning or whatever. It wasn't.
But the one what
But the
was
return
your
one-
original return?
My original return was like 12 in the afternoon, I think.
Okay, so midday.
Yeah, it was like mid 12 in the afternoon. I get here about 5.
Okay.
That's
So
a
but they
big difference.
but
Right.
they changed it from like lunchtime to like 5 a.m.
5 in the morning. Fucking
Holy shit.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that sucks.
So like I'm like, dude, I was so fucking furious. Like little by little, the more I thought about it, the fucking dude,
More mad you get. And the
dude, I
funny thing
was
is like,
so fucking pissed.
I think what also would piss me off is like the fact that you can't do shit.
Right.
Nothing you can fucking do. You
Nope.
can go, you can complain. They're not going to change the flight.
Right. Right. And that's the thing. It's the only flight of the day.
Yeah.
Return. It's the
So
only flight.
It's
So
take it or leave it.
And you know what? Say you want to pick a different day. Guess what time it leaves tomorrow? 5 a.m. Guess what time it leaves on Tuesday? 5 a.m. So you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like you're straight fucked. There is one flight that leaves a little bit later. Guess what time it leaves?
7?
5:40.
Oh, shit.
It's like for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
That is a weird time.
It is. So I was at work when this happened. I'm fucking furious. I'm like, I'm actually getting in an argument with my wife over the phone because I'm like, fuck these guys. I'm gonna cancel. Let's just find another. I don't give a fuck. I'll pay $600 per person. I don't care. Like fuck these guys.
Would they charge you to cancel?
Yeah, but I didn't care at that point. I honestly just didn't care. I'm like fuck them. Like they're not like yeah. Like they might have got my money, but you know what? Fuck them. I'm not gonna give them the satisfaction. Like dude, I was
Yeah.
fucking pissed. I was like. Dude, I was fuming. I was seeing red. Me and her got into a little bit of an argument. Our coworker was there. We were. I was like, I told him what happened. He was like, maybe the airport changed the schedule. We ended up by process of deduction, they did change the schedule. A bunch of flights got moved. I get an email later that day from Frontier for Mamba's wedding for for my flight to his wedding. They sent me an email. They said, okay, we changed your flights to these times. They're like, click here to change them for free. And I'm like,
So that only made you more mad.
yeah.
Because they do have the technology. The technology exists. They just choose to be assholes.
And that's Frontier, another shit airline. And and I understand that. Like I picked Frontier because they were cheap. Going to Vegas, me and her, it cost me $300 for both of us, round trip. I was like,
Come
yeah,
up.
right,
I paid more by myself to go.
exactly. And so like I was like, fuck it.
I'm flying Southwest business class.
They don't have business class. That's all.
I mean,
The emergency exit is the business.
Anyway, so I was like, and I got to change my flights. Same thing with like the return. So they kind of fucked me on the return flight here because like I'm leaving my son with my mom. She's gonna take him the whole weekend, and my return flight was I wasn't gonna get home till like 8 o'clock at night. And he goes to sleep at 7.
so they fucked you, but at least they told you about
No, not just that. But
Frontier, yeah.
so Frontier. But they gave me an option to change it. So when I went in to change it, they had an early flight, and I could get here before he goes to bed, so I could actually see my son before he's not going to be like
Yeah.
I'm not going to miss him for 4 days. So I'm like, This is what I'm fucking talking about.
So-
If this budget airline can do it, you're gonna tell me that this shit ass Mexican budget airline can't? Fuck you guys. The least you could have done was notify me and tell me that you're gonna change. You changed my flight to 5 a.m.
If they were to email and say like, "Hey,
I would've
just
been-
so you know, we're fucking you."
Yeah, I would have
like,
been. I would have
"Thank
been
you."
pissed. I still would have been pissed, but I just wouldn't have been as pissed. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. Like, yeah, fuck, like that sucks, whatever. But they didn't even fucking have the. They couldn't even fucking tell me.
It just so happened that your wife was checking.
Well, her friend checked.
Her friend checked, and
Which
her
is
friend
even
told-
worse because her friend checked. Her friend told her. She told me. I checked, and I'm like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
you guys, fuck you, dude. I'm so pissed.
So at least when Frontier fucks you, they give you a little bit of lube.
Right. Yeah, and they say, okay, well, we'll make it up for you.
They're-
We'll make it
they're-
up to you
they're-
somehow.
We'll give you a courtesy reach around.
give you- they
well,
give
laddies
you-
don't give you shit.
Nope.
They gave you a kiss on the cheek when they were fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all he
Yeah.
wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little-
And they warned me when they were going to stick it in my ass. You know, like, hey, I'm about to put it in.
Just so you know, you're about to get fucked. all right,
like,
well,
all right.
thanks for letting me know.
Yeah. And you get to come when we're fucking you, so it's okay. All right, cool.
But Laddies is like, nope.
Nope, just fucking put
Raw,
it in. Raw
sandpaper.
Yep.
Nothing.
Really quickly, since we're talking about Pilates, I used Pilates for your wedding.
Yeah.
I visited my grandparents first in Monterrey, then I took a flight from Monterrey to Leon. But I remember my grandparents were like worried about me going to the airport by myself, even though I was like a 27-year-old man. They're like, you won't be able to navigate it. You don't speak Spanish. I'm like, I'll figure it out. But so I go to Valadi, I check it, everything's going good. I go to the gate that was printed on the ticket, and I get to the gate and I look and it says Mexico City, and I'm like, it says it's the same time, but this is Mexico City. I was like, maybe they have it wrong. So I go up to the desk, the Pilates desk, and asked the lady. I was like, hey, is this going to Monterrey? She was like, oh yeah, see. And I'm like, okay. She kind of like blew me off. And then I look, I was like, something doesn't feel right. So I go to the boards where they have the list of flights, and then I see my flight, like I see the flight number. It's like a gate, like on the other side of the airport. I didn't have time to turn back and say, you fucking bitch, because I had to.
Because you gonna miss your flight.
Yeah, so I had to run.
So
yeah,
but you were cursing her as you were.
yeah.
as you
So
were-
also, yeah, that moment, yeah, fuck Pilates.
Yeah. Fuck those guys. Anyway, so that's my and okay, hold on, wait. I would say I would never fly them again, but the problem is like then I'm dropping, you know, and after he turns 2, you have to pay for a full seat. So now I'm gonna be dropping like $1,500-$1,600 just for a round trip ticket. Like fuck that. So, I mean, I can't say I'm never gonna fly them again because I probably will, but fuck them.
Just tell
I'm gonna-
your wife she's never going to see her family.
I'm
again.
gonna shit on their seats. I'm gonna piss on that plane. Fuck them.
That'll learn them.
yeah. Oh, when you get get some snacks and just like leave crumbs everywhere.
Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, fuck them. I'm gonna leave the fucking bag on the floor.
Let your
They
kid,
can kiss my ass.
let your kid scream.
Yeah.
Bother the pilots.
I'm gonna be while we're like cruising where we can get up from our seats. I'm gonna be walking by the pilot door while he's yelling. I'm like, yell louder. Let these motherfuckers hear you. Fuck them. Anyway, all right. So that's my gripe. Let's get to our question.
No, let's just end it.
This is great. You're gonna love this.
The appropriate question is, where in the hell are they?
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
My answers frighten you, Vincent, then you should cease asking scary questions.
Dear Tony and Mamba, I was at a strip club the other day. My first time in a strip club,
Congratulations.
and I got a lap dance from a stripper.
That's what you would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we got to talking about stuff, and she kept complaining about her job. And I made a few suggestions for a career for her to pursue when she quits.
You should just tell her I could take you away from all this.
She said I was cute.
Tell her you've been around the block.
She said I was cute and wanted my number.
She's being completely honest with you.
And I gave it to her. She just called me not too long ago, and we talked about college and what she should pursue when she quits. After about 30 minutes, she said she had to go to work, but we should get dinner sometime. My question is, should I take her out to dinner? Is there something I don't know? My friend said that strippers just want my money, or she's a hooker. Is this true, or is everything just fine?
I mean, even if it is true, is it really that bad?
Yeah, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You get your beak wet?
Yeah.
So you say go out with her?
Hell yeah.
I mean,
But
yeah,
what if she wants you to like drop more money on her?
Then don't. If you don't want to, then don't.
you can always say no.
Yeah.
A simple no.
I mean, I think at worst case you'll be out of paying for dinner.
One
pay for
time
dinner.
I went to a strip club, the same, like 2 hilarious stories. But I was at a strip club. Tony was there. You know how I knew he was there? Because he was in the stall next to me, telling the stripper how he was going to change her life and how he's been around the block.
Like I could take you away from all this.
And I was like, who's saying these things? And I turned it like, Tony's just trying to like impress a stripper.
You're like, shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
like, why are you telling me? But in my own stall, I was getting a lap dance with a stripper, and she had like a knee brace on, and she was like hobbling along. I'm like, what happened? I think it was like skiing related or snowboarding related. She's like, yeah, it kind of sucks because I don't have insurance and I have to, pay for this.
And we're like, I can take you away from this.
I was like, well, that sucks.
Bro, you got to make him believe you can take him away from all that.
Have you applied for Medicaid?
Public assistance?
Oh shit. So you think so? What? So take her out to dinner, pay for it.
Well, yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, you don't got to take her anywhere fucking fancy. Go to fucking Olive Garden. Oh, what is it? Fucking Applebee's has a 2 for $20.
So does Chili's.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be an expensive.
Then, yeah,
date.
you'll see if she really wants you for your money, or
Yeah.
All right.
or make her just like go Dutch.
Well, that too.
She has money because you gave her money.
For the lap dance.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then if she does want to date you, then hey, and fuck you, then good.
Hey.
Win-win.
I see no.
I don't see a difference between this and any other girl you're gonna date. Because if you if you date another girl, I mean you're gonna pay for her dinner.
Yeah.
And there is a significantly less chance that she's gonna fuck you, but this stripper might.
Yeah. What if she? Okay. So what if during dinner she's like, well, we can go back to your place after this, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to charge you.
Find out how much it is and negotiate. Everything's negotiable. It's not like it's written in stone. It's like like if she tells you like, oh, it's this, like, you know what? I'll give you this.
I learned that from a cop that I used to work with. You can negotiate with hookers. Their prices are not set in stone.
Yeah, it's not.
At the cat house they are.
That's why we're to go there.
Anyway, all right, cool.
I prefer the barter system.
I'll trade you. I'll give you something.
Something for something.
How many sheepskins are you willing to trade for a BJ?
No, how many? What do they call them? How many smelts? Or
Yeah.
I think that's what they call like
Yeah.
the hides, right?
Yeah.
How many smelts?
All right. I guess that's it.
Kissies on your dickies. You said it. Put it in storage. Public storage.
Anyway, all right, guys. Watch us on YouTube. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/NKOTP1. Follow us on Twitter at New Kids on the Pod. See us on Instagram, also at New Kids on the Pod. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, YouTube. Shoot us an email, newkidsonthepod@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail. Our new number is 413-29-NKOTP.
Between dating strippers and regular women, you're gonna pay somehow.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you. In the end, it always costs
Everybody pays.
Everybody owes, everybody pays.
The only question is, how much are you willing to pay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week. I don't know. You tell me, Tony. Is it going to rain? Is it snow? What is the forecast look like?
The forecast call for clear skies next week.
All right.
But apparently that's subject to change, so we'll see.
All right. We may or may not be back next week. Hopefully we will be, but I guess we'll see. All right, guys. We will check you next week. Kissies on your dickies.